What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about a brand new 5-star Electro polearm user who's going to specialize in being a support for Nod Krai. Yes, Ineffa is our brand new Nod Krai support, and she will debut in the 5.8 update. As of right now, you probably know there's already a lot of videos about her. However, I have been working a lot and I haven't been able to break down and describe what she does, as well as how she will change the Genshin impact meta going forwards into 6.0. Now, she actually takes electrocharged, our normal taser reaction, our taser comp, should we say, and makes it very interesting and takes electrocharged to a new level, introducing a brand new reaction called Lunar Charge. Yes, so this is very similar to Electrocharged. It is still a transformative reaction that it can affect enemies affected by Hydro or Electro, and it triggers every 2 seconds. However, this reaction is scaled based off of EM and crit, so it's actually really decent. It's not insanely better than Electrocharged. It's like slightly better. But the thing is, it can make and summon storm clouds above enemies. This is like the actual reaction itself. It summons storm clouds above enemies, and that storm cloud does damage, and that damage ignores defense. So you can imagine the amount of damage you will do if this thundercloud, this storm cloud, provides insane ticks every 2 seconds, and each tick ignores defense, which is wonderful. Okay, now the damage based off of the Lunar Charge is calculated based off of the character's attack times the A1 passive from, you know, Ineffa, EM, other substats like maybe, you know, sets, or EM, or like, you know, goblets, bonus set stats, you know what I mean, and crit, as well as the enemy's resistance to that element. But the final damage, which is really big, is calculated via the highest damage dealt within the actual team of the rotation from each member. So the highest damage, which, you know, maybe Ineffa, say for example, is the highest damage, then you would have, you know, Ye Lan, or your Xing Cho, or your Fischl, for example, like just examples of different DPSs and sub DPSs. So the final damage is the highest damage plus half of the second highest damage plus the 12th, like 1/12 of the third highest, and timesing that by the 4th highest damage, but again 1/12 of that as well. So it's a lot of calculations, but the reality of it is, what makes her interesting, Ineffa, the character that you guys are watching this video for, is she actually has personal damage, and that personal damage is on par with Escoffier and Emily, and that is only because, well, there's a mechanic within, you know. Okay, let me rephrase that. It's not a mechanic, it's an ability that is for certain characters. And I think there will be more characters that will be getting these abilities going into Nod Krai. And this ability is called Direct Lunar Charged. Now we have Lunar Charged and we have Direct Lunar Charged. Now, Direct Lunar Charges, some character abilities will have this, and it's scaled based off of attack and ignores defense. It's basically the exact same as the normal calculation of Lunar Charge. However, this is times by 3, so it deals 300% more of the original damage of Lunar Charge, which is really good. Now, what makes Ineffa really cool, I wouldn't personally say that her character design is anything cool. I mean, it's kind of like robot-esque, I guess. I'm not crazy about it, but what makes her character cool, her kit, is that she's got multiple passives, guys. Multiple passives. Now, her first passive is when Electrocharge is triggered, it converts to Lunar Charged. Based off of Ineffa's attack, the base damage is increased by every 100 attack, and increases the base damage by 0.7% up to a maximum of 14%. And one thing that's quite interesting is that when a new moon rises, this will get a new buff. So this is also hinting towards any future content, aka Nod Krai units or Nod Krai blessings. Same way we had with, you know, the phlogiston and having different phlogiston effects for Natlan characters. I think we'll be getting some moon effects when a new moon rises in Nod Krai. Now, the next passive that we have for Ineffa, her A1 passive, is when a drone, aka the drone that's in her kit, it actually attacks, a cloud appears and triggers Lunar Charge, and the drone will actually trigger another coordinate attack, and this will be considered as direct Lunar Charge, which means that she'll want to be in Lunar Charge teams to have more personal damage. And her A4 passive, which is really, really nice, is when using her ultimate, it buffs her as well as the entire team's EM by 20%, well, for 20 seconds based on her attack. So that's really nice. She's got a lot of little passives that help with Lunar Charge reactions. She's got a lot of passives that help her with her own personal damage. And she's also got some EM buffing passives as well. So you can see this character being utilized in many different teams other than just Lunar Charge teams. And the reason why I say she could be utilized in other teams is because starting off with her elemental skill, she actually makes a shield based off of attack. And a drone will be deployed, dealing AoE damage every 2 seconds. Now, this shield is going to be pretty decent in strength. It's not going to be amazing in strength because we do have previous characters in the past that have got shields, or who, well, should we say, have enabled shields based off constellations. But her ultimate also deals a large AoE of damage, and it resets the drone, if not resets the duration of her drone. So it's just an instance of damage, personal damage, but it also helps reset her drone. But we already know that obviously when you do her AoE from her ultimate, it actually buffs her EM as well as the entire team's EM for 20 seconds. So you can see a perspective of how you're going to rotate your ultimate, how you're going to really set up this window and use her within a future team for Lunar Charged. Now, the reason why I say she could be used in different team compositions is because she literally reminds me of a 5-star Kuki Shinobu. I think she's going to be the 5-star Kuki Shinobu. She's going to be slightly better in certain scenarios, providing a shield, boosting elemental mastery, as well as providing off-field application for electro charged, as well as lunar charge damage, as well as ignoring defense and having coordinated attack. These sound wonderful. I love the sound of this. However, the problem that I have with this character is that, yes, her design isn't insane, anything crazy, but the problem that I mainly have with this character is that this character is mainly going to be focused towards the new meta within Nod Krai. I know she could be used in teams at the moment, maybe, you know, Chlorinde, Veressa, Noviolette, having another Noviolette buff as per usual, but I don't necessarily like the idea of this character because simply, you know, we've had Escoffier and she's helped buff old characters as well as create new characters and make prior DPSs into support, surprisingly. We've had Emily make so many new team comps. I know she's focused on burning, but she's also introduced different teams, you know, with Raiden Shogun, with Arlecchino, with Mavuika. You can have yourself another turret team, you know. You have so many potentials, different fucking supports and different characters in the game. But with her, it seems like she's going to be very specialized towards Nod Krai. And especially towards a Lunar Charge DPS in 6.0. Now, do I know who they will be? Hell no. I don't know. I have no clue. But I will say that it is going to be seeming a little predatory towards those who are free to play because realistically, we just had Skirk, we just had the Escoffier, we're going to get Mavuika as well as Emily, Shenhe. You get the idea. A lot of big banners are coming out. So having her is really that kind of annoying because it makes you wonder whether or not you're going to chase for meta or you're going to chase for something that's different, something that's fun. People might love charge, a Luna charge. They might love the idea of having a new taser team that just deals more damage and ignores defense. It might not be significantly stronger than, you know, electro charge, but having that ignored defense and that personal damage is going to be really, really nice. But let me know your thoughts. I think this character looks interesting, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold personally. Yeah, that's just my thoughts about it. And I think you guys should genuinely consider whether or not you want to get this character or not. It's not a must-have, but it definitely is someone you want to consider if you're moving forwards into the meta of Nod Krai, because this is definitely going to be a Nod Krai support sub-DPS. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, please do consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, with notifications on public, and I will be posting some more videos later on. I appreciate you all. Thank you for your time, and have a lovely, wonderful rest of your day.